Hi, I'm Giselle Monbiot. It's good to be back. This is my weekly video on how to help to give you tips and techniques on how to help yourself through the lockdown and through the current crisis. Over the next few weeks, I'll be introducing different tips and techniques in which for you or your family can use to help yourself make the best out of this very difficult situation. There's not a lot we can do about what's going on the outside. There's very specific physical things we can do to protect ourselves. But these videos are about how to help your emotional well-being, because I'm very conscious that during this time of great change and uncertainty, you or people that you know might be experiencing times of concern, worry, anxiety. There's nothing like not knowing, something like a big unknown change to happen to ignite feelings of stress and anxiety. So what I wanted to be doing in these videos is to be able to teach you different ways for you to cope. It's not just one size fits all, there's lots of different things which resonate with some people and not with others. So I want to just give a broad spectrum of all the things that I might know to enable you to be able to choose the things that maybe might help you. So today it's about children. It's about what you can do to help your children, because children at the moment, they are away from their friends, their routines have stopped. We're having to homeschool them. I have 3 children, so that is an interesting part of my day. I don't know if it's more interesting for them or for me. But that not knowing, not being able to say to them, this is only going to be going on for X amount of time, can start to cause feelings of unease, of stress and anxiety. But there are things that you can help and teach your children to do. So the technique that I'm going to be teaching today, there's one which is a sequence of 3, which is how to stop your worry monster. And there's also another one you can do quite quickly with your hand that some of you might know, which just helps children with the breathing, especially quite young children. So the first thing I'm going to teach is how to stop your worry monster. Now, I personally use this at night time. When I feel anxious, it's often my sleep which goes, and I know that's often the case for many people. Whether it's the fact that your quality of sleep is just really reduced and you wake up feeling exhausted, or maybe you're having a real problem going to sleep, or you might have a lot of trouble staying asleep. So to do this just before you go to sleep can really, really help that quality and the depth of sleep that you have. Depending on the age group in which you are teaching this to, depends on what you call it. So, for a 10, 11, 12-year-old, 6-year-old, you can say how to stop your worry monster. If you're teaching a 16-year-old, then maybe you could work out how you like to title it. So the first sequence of it is you start with the body tensing, which I taught last week. So the first thing you do is you bring your attention to your toes. You squeeze them as hard as you can, please taking in mind any physical ailments that you have, always remembering to not do yourself any harm. You can do this as quickly or as slowly as you like. So some mindfulness meditations, they spend 45 minutes doing this. I think for a child, a couple of minutes is probably enough. The reason why you start with the body tensing is because we store stress within our muscles. So by tensing them and then releasing them, what it means is you start to release any added tension which is being stored in the body. So you start with your toes, you tense them really hard, and then you release them. And then you do your feet and your toes, and you do those really hard, and then you release them. And then you work your way up the body gradually. So your feet, your legs, your bum, do your tummy, your upper torso, your back, bringing your shoulders up all the way down your arms, your face, your head, everything. So you do your whole body. With your child, you speak it through, you talk through that, you can get them to really connect into how differently their body feels. Let them describe it, whether it feels warmer or lighter, or they might start visualizing something differently. Children have amazing imaginations. So just let them be able to communicate it in the way that's right for them. When you've done that, you then take 5 very deep breaths, breathing in and then breathing out. And then you repeat that 4 more times, so up to 5 times you do that, really bringing that breath in, really exhaling that breath out. That breathing out really gets rid of any tension. It really starts to focus in the mind. And also when you are really focusing in on certain things, it distracts from those worrying thoughts. And then the next thing you do is you got 2 choices here. You can get your child to imagine a happy memory. So get them to really visualize a time which made them very happy. Really remembering who they were with, remembering what was going on, what they were seeing, what they were hearing. Making those colours really bright when they're sort of visualising what they see, really focusing on those happy memories, where it was in their bodies that they felt that happiness. What was it particularly about that situation? Because the thing is, when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling joy, it's very hard to feel stressed and very hard to feel worried. So really conjuring up that feeling, remembering that memory. Some children, especially those who do experience anxiety regularly, they might find it hard to access a happy memory. They might just go, I remember bad memories. That's fine, doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because it's not very nice not to be able to remember a happy memory, but just tweak it then. Just get them to create a place for them. So they can create a place specifically for them that they could go to, a place where either they've been to or a place completely built of their imagination. Whether it's at a beach, whether it's in a forest, whether it's in a land of sweets, it doesn't really matter. It's just about where it is that they feel comfortable, where they feel relaxed, being able to conjure up that happy feeling, conjure up that emotion, because that's the key. So that's the sequence. So you remove all the stored tension, you then breathe it out 5 times, and then you take yourself off to a really, really lovely image of whether it's a made up place or a happy memory. And by the end of that, you'll find that sense of stress and anxiety will hopefully have started to reduce. Also, children will really respond if you sit with them and do it and guide them through it, and maybe do it alongside them. That sense of attachment and connection can really in itself be really beneficial for the children. If they're feeling really, really anxious, or they're just come off a computer game, don't suddenly go, right, we're going to stop the worry monster now, because they will push us away. So especially for the younger children, where there's sort of that bedtime routine together, you can maybe read a book first, you can sit and have a chat first. With the older children, reconnect with them by maybe having a bit of physical contact, catching their eyes, getting them to smile, maybe just bringing conversation about, oh yeah, I remember when we did this earlier on today, or how are you today, or something like that. So don't just go full in, right, we're going to stop your worry monster now, because it's really important that you connect to them on their level before you start doing it, for it to be really beneficial for the situation. So I hope that works, and remember, you can do that for yourself. Another one that's really lovely, especially for the younger children with the breathing, is if you get your hands up like this, and then you get them to, they put their hand up like this, and you get them to trace their fingers along their trace their finger along their other finger. So as they're going up the finger, they breathe in. When they get to the tip of the finger, they pause, and then when they go down the finger, they breathe out, and then breathe in, pause, and breathe out, and then breathe in, pause, and breathe out. And then you do it all the way around. And you can even incorporate that into that middle section with the breathing, if that's what you think. You know, there's no absolute with any of these things. It's really good to have a tweak. So give those things a go. So there's the how to stop your worry monster, and then also doing the little hand breathing. And it's really nice because it's so tactile, and children really respond to touch. And we all do. We all need touch. And at the moment, you know, there's not a lot of that going on. So it's a really lovely, peaceful thing. In fact, it's how my daughter goes to sleep now. She just goes to sleep doing this. It's really sweet. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. Next week, I am sharing this spot with Elliot, who is our biodiversity officer at Kingston Council. And we are going to be talking about nature, because nature is such a wonderful way to improve our emotional well-being. So we'll be having a conversation, and we are going to try and think up lots of lovely ways in which you can connect to nature, whether you have a garden or if you're in a flat, what it is that you can do to sort of connect in with that. So I hope you're well. Please keep safe, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye.